We are following breaking news overnight. A man is now dead after he was shot by a Birmingham police officer. Police say it happened around 11:30 last night on 45th Street North. Officers saw a crowd of people arguing when a person told them a male had a gun. An officer approached him. During their encounter, the officer shot him. The male was taken to UAB Hospital where he was pronounced dead. Officers recovered a handgun on the scene. ALEA is taking over the investigation.
It began with a sound that should have blended into the background of the Kingston projects, but it didn't. Late on a chilled November night at 11:25 p.m., a string of sharp cracks cut through the quiet, so sudden, so close, that ShotSpotter flagged them instantly. Multiple rounds, multiple echoes, and then silence. Moments later, a frantic 911 call hit dispatch, a voice shaking, breathless, warning of a fight and a weapon. Within minutes, Birmingham police were racing toward the 800 block of 45th Street North, unaware that the next few moments would set off one of the most scrutinized investigations in Jefferson County history. What happened that night and why so many questions remain is what we're here to unravel. Officers stepped into a scene that felt like it had already reached its breaking point. A crowd had formed outside the Reverend Dr. Morrill Todd Homes. Dozens of voices, angry, confused, overlapping, fused into one wall of chaos. Some pointed, some shouted, some backed away like they wanted no parts of what was coming next. Then someone in the crowd said the words that changed the temperature of the night. "He's got a gun." The man, then identified as 26-year-old Jamal D'Angelo Williams of Kingston. Officers called out for him to show his hands. Witnesses say he didn't respond. Police say he didn't respond. No one agrees on why, but everyone agrees on this. Whatever Jamal was dealing with inside his own head that night, it wasn't peace.
Surveillance video shows what happened when a Birmingham police officer shot and killed a man in the Kingston neighborhood Friday night. Another display of transparency from the newly police chief. Good afternoon, I'm Jarvis Roberts.
And I'm Brittany Decker. Thanks so much for joining us here. This happened in front of a public housing complex on 45th Street North. Police say that they responded to the area after a ShotSpotter notification and a 911 call about a fight with a weapon.
Yeah, now security video in the area captured two women and a man arguing and fighting. Police also showed officer-worn body cam footage of when the officer shot and killed Jamal Williams.
We have WVTM 13's Lisa Crane following the story for us. That footage she saw today, she's joining us live. Lisa, what have you learned?
Well, the shooting just happened 5 days ago, and Birmingham police say in the spirit of transparency and to build trust in the community, they are releasing it. They want everyone to see what happened in the Kingston community on Friday night that left 26-year-old Jamal Williams dead. They showed us that video, as you mentioned today, and while authorities did not identify the officer who pulled the trigger, they did show us his body cam footage and video from surveillance cameras in the Kingston community. We are choosing to freeze the video at the point of the shooting. Police Chief Michael Pickett says ShotSpotter picked up gunfire in the area, and within minutes they received a 911 call with a report of an altercation and the presence of a weapon. In the housing authority video, you can see a man carrying a gun walking through the community, at one point pinning a woman on the ground. That shooting happened within moments of officers' arrival.
Any loss of life deeply affects us, and we don't take these moments lightly. It's important to emphasize the threat that the community and our officers faced that night. When officers arrive on the scene and a gun is involved, especially in a volatile, fast-moving situation, the risk to everyone around quickly escalates.
The officer fired one shot, hitting Williams. ALEA is now investigating that shooting, which is standard protocol when an officer is involved. Live in Birmingham, Lisa Crane, WVTM 13.
Lisa, thanks so much. If you want to know more about this case, you can log on to our website. There you can watch Birmingham Police's entire press conference.
According to the police chief, Jamal reached into the front pocket of his hoodie. One officer saw the movement and fired a single shot, just one. It sliced through the chaos, louder than the crowd, louder than the arguing, louder than everything that had built up to this moment. Jamal fell. People screamed, and the night shifted again. This time from tension to panic. Officers rushed in, doing what they could, tourniquets, pressure, commands turning to pleas. But Jamal's pulse was fading fast. He was rushed to UAB hospital. Minutes after midnight, he was gone. A handgun was recovered beside him. But that's where the story should have ended. Instead, it only grew more complicated. Hours later, rumors churned through the city. Some said the shooting was justified. Others swore it wasn't. The Birmingham police released something they rarely do so quickly: body cam footage, surveillance footage. Their surveillance angle showed something unexpected, something that lit a fuse beneath an already divided community. It showed Jamal, before police arrived, agitated, striking a vehicle, and at one point holding a woman down, all while armed. The release of these videos was meant to calm the public. Instead, it triggered a whole new storm. Because the moment those clips went public, the original investigation team stepped away.
That box is going to try to stay around the deceased. He has a gun here. He walks up to an unknown vehicle and appears to strike the vehicle.
The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, ALEA, had been handling the investigation until suddenly they weren't. They returned every piece of evidence to Birmingham police, citing a little-known combination of state law and Supreme Court precedent.
Here he's seen pinning an unknown female to the ground.
In short, once the footage became public, ALEA said they could no longer run an quote-unquote independent investigation under the rules they operate by. The case couldn't stay with the police department either. A shooting like this demands oversight, people who aren't tied to the badge, the department, or the city. So everything was turned over to the Jefferson County Bessemer Cutoff District Attorney's Office, led by District Attorney Lanice Washington. A new team, a new process, a new set of questions, and one heavy expectation: find the truth, all of it. Was Jamal a threat? Were the officers' fears justified? Did the crowd's warning push the situation over the edge? Did the video show the full story, or only the moment someone wanted the public to see? Why was ALEA so quickly to withdraw? Why did the police release the footage when it risked disrupting the investigation? And what happened in those seconds that no camera angle fully captured? The DA's office now has every file, every witness statement, every frame from every camera. But even with all of that, some questions linger in the spaces between the facts, and those spaces are where stories like this truly live.
At this time, the subject has the gun in his hoodie. He won't remove the gun from the hoodie until officers approach. Community members point him out. As he approach, he pulls weapon from his hoodie. One shot is fired. Here's the body worn camera. What y'all got going? Right after he pulls that gun from the hoodie, officer discharges one weapon while trying to give him command.
Tonight, the Kingston community sits in a quiet tension. A family waits for answers, an officer waits for vindication or accountability, and the district attorney steps into one of the most delicate investigations of the year. What the review reveals could reshape how Birmingham handles police shootings, how footage is released, and how quickly a narrative can form before anyone even knows the full picture. But for now, all we can do is wait. Because somewhere in the middle of the noise, the chaos, the flashing lights, and the split-second decisions lies the truth about what really happened to Jamal D'Angelo Williams that night. And until it comes out, the city will keep holding its breath.
Now, I understand that that's very, very difficult for our community to watch. It's very difficult for us to watch as well. But I think it's very important that we give our community the context of what happened that night. It's very important that we remain transparent in what's going on as it relates to what our officers are involved in, to ensure that the public is just fully aware of what's going on, and we foster that relationship for public trust.
All right, y'all, there y'all have it, man. That's the story of a crazy officer-involved shooting down in Birmingham, Alabama. Get in that comment section. Let me know what y'all think, man. Drillers and trappers, we outside trapping and drilling 24/7. Don't go nowhere. Watch that next video. Gang!